Your WavyOcho, I'm gonna react to the scumbags who killed our favorite rappers.
This video was brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Stay tuned to find out more. At this point in time, the life expectancy of rappers is shockingly different than other artists in the industry. With rappers often forced to contend with their karma, there are times in which their past street activities catch up with them. On other occasions, opportunistic clout chasers will gun down young artists in their prime for nothing more than a chain. But have you ever wondered who exactly killed our favorite rappers and what their motives were? Or if justice was served? From petty robberies gone wrong to street beefs that got blown out of proportion, these are the scumbags who killed our favorite rappers. Pop Smoke, who was synonymous with the New York drill sound and still remains its leader today, suffered from a tragic and painfully sudden death on the West Coast. While at the peak of his career, with his performance on Meet the Woo 2 making waves, Pop was living a high life in LA when he was murdered by a gang of men who were in pursuit of items that he'd flashed on IG, alongside an accidental exposure of his address by one of his longtime friends.
Nah, I heard you can't. Nah, I heard you can't flash your shit in LA, bro. You can't flash your jewelry, your nice shit in LA, cause niggas gonna rob you, niggas gonna clap you and all that shit. Niggas be pop, bro. Word.
Mike D, a faithful snapshot of their temporary address on an Amiri shopping bag enabled the intruders to head to their rented Airbnb to seek out their valuables. Led by 19-year-old Corey Walker and 18-year-old Keandre Rogers, the two of them alongside a 15 and 17-year-old, who have remained nameless, broke into the home at around 4:30 a.m. At the time, Pop Smoke, whose real name is Bashar Baraka Jackson, was in the shower. After a heated fight with the hooded men, one of them, who was carrying a handgun, shot 3 times at Pop's chest. Hours later, he was pronounced dead at the Cedars-Sinai Hospital, the very same hospital where Biggie Smalls had been pronounced dead years earlier. During the trial, Corey Walker, who was the ringleader of the group, maintained his innocence and claimed that they never intended on killing him, with his lawyer advising that if it became necessary for the suspects to defend themselves, they should use a flower vase rather than shoot someone. It was only after the robbers exited the house and re-entered the vehicle that Walker learned of the shooting. In response, Walker assaulted the shooter, he argued. Although murder was never the plan, Tony Yayo discussed that this doesn't just show how far-reaching this issue is, but also shows just how little people are willing to kill for.
And them sold his watch for what, $3 grand? That watch was probably worth 60 grand. So them little, it was some dumb. Y'all didn't even know the value of the watch. So that just tells you how especially these young in the Bronx, the 12 years old, up in it.
Having taken away a generational talent and young father, these kids are now facing decades behind bars. And after pictures of one of them eating pizza in prison emerged, the hatred toward them only increased. But as DJ Academics detailed, his life was nowhere near as luxurious as he made it seem. Did you know that on average, there are around 5
On your screen right now is the guy who is responsible for Pop Smoke's death. He's accused of killing Pop Smoke. He's currently awaiting trial, and people were upset that he had pizza. This is that gets a lot of other young men to think that prison is cool because they see this mother taking this picture. But trust me, this ain't the life. He's sleeping on a twin bed. Look how small the bed is. Like his feet hang off the bed. He been eating tofu, leftovers. People been spitting in it. And the highlight of his year is getting some cold Pizza Hut. If that was worth it, damn, I wouldn't say sign me up. I would say you're an idiot.
Staying in Los Angeles, we have the man who claimed the life of a rapper and community leader in Nipsey Hussle. A former gangbanger turned activist who wanted to educate his people and lead by example, Nipsey was struck down in his prime by Eric Holder. Found guilty of first-degree murder, Eric has claimed that he was hired to kill Nipsey, while others say that it was Nipsey's allegations of Eric being a snitch that led to him ending his life. However, one eyewitness has come forward. Herman Cowboy Douglas, who is the manager of the Marathon store, said that this is also a misrepresentation of what went down.
He was really looking for problems. He didn't come there looking for them. He came to the hood wanting some problems for sure. A lot of people putting a lot of emphasis saying Nipsey called him a snitch. Nipsey never called him a snitch, not one time. That's it. Other than that, I have no information. I wouldn't have got on the stand. I wouldn't have said nothing. I had to get on the stand for the world to hear that bro never called him a snitch. The million-dollar question is, why did this dude do what he did? I know it wasn't a conversation. Is it deeper than that? What was the real reason?
Characterized as an act of kindness that was misinterpreted as an insult, Eric killed a man in cold blood. In addition to his lengthy jail term, he's also receiving no shortage of punishment in prison, and was once beaten so badly that he couldn't even attend court.
Damn. Yo, niggas violate him, bro. You look at his eye, but it's censored, but you can see his eye. Damn, bro. They violated him. That's good, though.
On the subject of ruthless
Murderers, we have the crew that killed Florida's XXXTentacion. A controversial figure during his short life, X's raw and honest music struck a chord with thousands as they used his struggles to understand their own. But he tragically lost his life in his own backyard of Broward County while taking an insignificant trip to buy a motorcycle. The killers were officially recognized as Michael Boatwright, Trayvon Newsom, and Dedrick Williams, while the fourth assailant, Robert Allen, pled guilty and has subsequently testified against his co-defendants. A crime which began with a visit to the Bank of America, XXXTentacion acquired the cash he needed and made his way to Reva Motorsports. But what he didn't know was that he was being followed by a black Dodge SUV, which contained his eventual killers. After being trailed to the motorsports dealership, X was leaving half an hour later when his car was blocked in. Afterwards, the duo of Williams and Boatwright grabbed X's Louis Vuitton bag, which contained his cash, and once the struggle seemingly died down, Boatwright shot X 6 times. Fortunately for those who wanted justice, these criminals weren't great at covering their tracks, and the entire crime was caught on camera and entered as evidence in their trial.
Jose is there, unarmed, in the driver's seat, surprised by the two gunmen in this case. You'll hear how they start struggling with him, punching him, and that both of the gunmen at one point are trying to get his property from him. They're able to wrestle away from him the satchel that had the $50,000 in cash without any type of weapons or anything being used by the victim. You'll hear how Michael Boatwright fires several times, killing the victim at close range. You'll also be able to see the surveillance that shows this.
Later, the group even flashed the money from the robbery across social media, while CCTV footage showed Williams paying for $407 worth of clothes just one day after the robbery. On top of that, further images of the crew showing off X's hard-earned cash.
They mad dumb, bro, for doing that, bro. Flashing that man's guap and shit. Like, you mad? Y'all niggas is dirty and y'all pop. They dirty and they pop, bro. Or
also used in the trial.
The currency that is being held by Michael Boatwright. Do you recall, okay, that is from the robbery in this case? Do you recall if this photograph was taken after you and your co-defendants robbed and killed the victim?
Now, the trial is currently ongoing, and despite some major error in judgment from the prosecution, it looks like they will pay for their crimes and decades behind bars. 5 years after X's tragic killing in 2018, the culture is still dealing with his loss. While in the case of the next two victims, their passing is still so fresh that it'll be years until the fallout is over. First is the shocking murder of PNB Rock, who was subjected to a cruel end just as he was looking on changing his life around as an independent artist. PNB worked with everyone in the industry and had everything that he needed to revive his career, but a fateful trip to an LA branch of Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles would ultimately end his life. And to make matters worse, the crime was carried out by a father-son duo. As the dust settled, authorities revealed that Freddie Lee Trone, 40, and his 17-year-old son were each charged with 1 count of murder, 2 counts of second-degree robbery, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit robbery. In addition, Trone's wife Chantel has also been arrested and charged with 1 count of being an accessory.
damn, that PNB Rock when I first heard that shit was shocking. I ain't gonna lie, that shit was shocking, bro. Rest in peace to PNB, bro. So yeah, bro, like but I don't think eating in the hood of LA that's not a good idea, bro. I'm not gonna lie, that's not a good idea. Eating in the hood of LA, bro, and these niggas is be hungry, bro.
Contrary to popular belief,
Belief at the time, the murderers weren't lured there by an Instagram post, but as reports detailed, they were actually in the neighborhood as PNB made his way to the area.
And everybody can stop blaming PNB Rock's girlfriend because apparently these people were already at the restaurant's parking lot when PNB arrived. These motherfuckers were hungry and broke. Now they see PNB Rock pull up in that nice S-Class, got the diamonds all dancing. The father, pure coward. He allowed his son to get caught. His son was a shooter. They also booked a stepmom for accessory to murder. She was probably the lookout.
Where many of today's case studies were robberies gone wrong, the loss of Migos Takeoff was as close to a freak accident as a rapper's death can get. Seen as the shy one of the group, Takeoff was a driving force behind Quavo and Offset abandoning sports to pursue a career in hip-hop. A mild-mannered man who was as far removed from the shenanigans that often follows artists around, the Rocket Man was as free from enemies as any rapper can be, and this remained consistent up until the moment that his life was tragically cut short. In Takeoff's case, he was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
He's a cool dude. He's high, cooling with everybody. No ego. He's not like, oh, let me just be separate from y'all. He's watching them play dice. Of course, he cares about his guy, but he's not really jumping in like, all right, since he's arguing, I'm going to escalate the situation or argue as well. He's still chilling.
During a trip to Houston for Jazz Prince's birthday, alongside Quavo, things got heated when chaos broke out during a dice game. And as things continued to get out of hand, there were at least 3 people who let off shots. And Takeoff was pronounced dead on the scene. At the moment, the prime suspect is Patrick Xavier Clark, who is shielded from view in many of the videos as he was behind others. The center of no shortage of investigations from online detectives, with people like academics believing that their ability to figure out what happened without any real investigation tells you all you need to know about the carelessness of the crime.
People are kind of crediting you with sort of deciphering what happened.
It happens really quickly, but this is the fortunate thing. People who are doing these brazen acts with mad cameras around, you should know if someone on a live stream could quickly, in the span of 2 hours, figure out everybody's at man, what everybody was doing from a sequence of 4 to 5 hours. Imagine the police now with subpoena power, who's gonna get all type of actual surveillance footage, who's gonna get all phone records. You think they know how to solve this stuff?
With over 51.5% of all rapper deaths being murder, it seems likely that there will be a part 2 of this video in the years to come. Without real societal change, these young rappers will continue to repeat history over and over again.
Okay, that's the vid, bro. Yeah, bro. Let me know what y'all think about this thing, man. And tell me like which rapper's death affected you, bro. Which rapper's death like surprised you, like that hurt you, bro. Like, so yeah, bro. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the vibes. Whoever just checking out, you are.